We're just waiting any second now for President Donald Trump to make his way out of
Matthew, we are watching as we wait to see the president deplane the Air Force One, and we're watching that pink umbrella too, right up there in front. You said that belongs to Marsha Blackburn, and this day is very much about her as well. The president is here to fundraise for her campaign for U.S. Senate because this is an important seat for Republicans to hold on to in the Senate, to keep the majority in the Senate, and tickets are not cheap to this fundraiser. That is brief over at Opryland, but very important indeed. Tickets are expensive.
Sure. Tickets are $44,000 a couple, and a private public reception with a photo will be, I believe, $10,800 per couple, and a general reception with the president, $2,700. This is not cheap, so fundraisers obviously are very important to all candidates, but this one is pretty expensive.
Of course, the president will then make his way over to Municipal Auditorium shortly before 7 o'clock for a Make America Great Again rally. Speaking at 7, he's supposed to speak for about an hour, and then he's going to hop on Air Force One again and head back to Washington, D.C. tonight. So this is a very tight schedule for the president. Even though those tickets are expensive for the fundraiser, it will be a quick time with the president.
I believe that's the president. Matthew, would that be President Trump? We can't really see because of the umbrella.
It looks as though it is.
I do not think so. I don't think so. Yeah, we are just it was okay. It is him. That's right. When he stepped out, that was a pretty quick turnaround. He had his umbrella down, as expected with the rain.
We saw the red tie.
How heavy is the rain coming down right now, Matthew? Can't really tell.
The red tie. Right now, it's not coming down as hard. You see, there you go, Marsha Blackburn now entering the other side of this motorcade, so she will be joining President Donald Trump. As far as the rain, it's kind of just sprinkling right about now, but it was a lot heavier whenever Air Force One landed here. But that's right. We didn't really get a good look at his face since he stepped out so quickly and had that umbrella just covering his face from the rain. But no doubt, I'm sure he is now greeting a lot of his supporters, which are many of the lawmakers that stood by his side.
And this is a different arrival than what we saw in January, where a crowd of people were there to meet him. And he came over actually to the families of the Tennessee Air National Guard members, shook hands, greeted folks, and really had more of a meet and greet there at the airport just for regular folks. Today, that is not the case, and we don't know how much weather played a role in that.
Definitely, and as you might remember, I even remember your reaction, Carrie, whenever he did decide to greet his supporters, some of them the service members, his family, and we weren't sure exactly if he was going to. He had the option, obviously, and once he turned that way, it was almost this commotion of cameras from media as he approached the supporters. They were kind of in a different fenced area, but today that is definitely not the case. That's what I said earlier. It's a little bit more straightforward, despite a lot of Tennessee supporters being here in the state. And so earlier we saw Bob Corker, and there I believe is Mr. Lamar Alexander that will be joining President Trump in this vehicle. So once again, this will then lead to the Gaylord Opryland Resort.
Matthew, you had the chance to...
You mentioned Marsha Blackburn.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, when I spoke to her, she said that President Trump kind of, or at least proposed the idea of coming to Tennessee, obviously showing his support for her to help her with this fundraiser. And for her, she was elated. Those were her words. She was elated. She even said that Tennesseans are pleased with his agenda so far. And so, once again, Air Force One just landed here a few minutes ago. President Donald Trump stepped out. He is inside that vehicle and will be heading his way from what we are assuming now, Briley Parkway to Gaylord Opryland. He was here earlier. He was on time. And so if things go according to plan, after the fundraiser, then to the Municipal Auditorium, he should be here before 8:30 this evening when the plane is expected to take off back to D.C. So we have this long line of vehicles just following behind him. Secret Service,